Hey guys, it's Tandya with Simply Tandya here today, and I'm super excited to be back because I have a story for you. So yesterday I did something that was completely out of my comfort zone. I ended up going to an event by myself, not knowing who was going, and for me that is huge because I'm such a introverted person. Like, I have really high walls, and doing something like that is just like a no. Like, I would never do that. So I was proud of myself. Getting there, it was hard, but let me just kind of go through it with you guys. I got an email maybe about a week ago that asked me to go to a blogger brunch, and the last blogger brunch that I went to, I asked if I could bring a +1 and they said no, so I didn't go. This time I recently just went to a few showrooms by myself, and that was okay. So I was like, you know what, I'm kind of on a little run. Is that the word? I'm kind of on a run, so anyways, I was kind of like, okay, so I'm kind of on a run, so let's see if I can do this by myself. I said yes, I'll go to the event. And it was kind of one of those things, like, if you don't want to go, or if you're like really scared to go or anxious or whatever, you think about it all week. It's like having a presentation. To me, it felt like I was giving a presentation, which I always hated in college. I kind of felt like, oh my gosh, I do not want to go to this. And then it's like the days get closer, and then you start thinking about it even more. The day before, I kind of posted a story on my Instagram, just like letting everyone know, like, I really don't want to go, but I'm gonna go just to get out of my comfort zone and just do things out of your comfort zone, because supposedly great things happen outside of your comfort zone. So I did that. So day of, I called. I mean, I'm making it like seem like it's such a crazy thing, but for me it kind of is, just because, you know, I don't know, it's just, for me it's just, those things are hard, especially since in the blogging industry I don't know too many people. Unfortunately, the blogging industry is very cliquey. No one like goes up to you if you're by yourself. That's an unfortunate thing about this community. So I'm driving to the event. I've been to brunches before, and I know that usually in the beginning there's like a little grace period where you kind of like talk to each other and mingle and have some drinks. So I specifically got there 10 minutes late just so I can skip all of that and could go straight to my seat. And another nice thing about brunches, why I would go to a brunch before going to just a regular event by myself, is because brunches have name tags. So it's easy. You find your seat. You don't have to, it's not like high school, like, oh, I'm picking this person, I'm picking this person. You just find your seat and you sit there. So that was a plus, why I was like, okay, if anything, I can go to a brunch by myself. So I get there 10 minutes late and they are still mingling. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, cool. I just went straight to the bar. I get my drink and, you know, just kind of sipping by myself, like, you know, looking around, and then it's a blog event, so then I take out my phone, pretend to be taking videos of, you know, just like the things you take pictures of, like, oh, here's a cute table, here's me getting my drink, like, let me take a video of this. And then it got to a point where I was just like pretending to take a video just because it was so awkward. And of course, everyone's in their little cliques, like all the girls who know each other are on this side. You know, it's pretty cliquey. Like, you know, you got these girls, and, you know, then there's just me. I say there's about 100 people there, 2 long tables with 50 both sides. So I look on the first table, look for my name, keep going around, then I finally find my name on the left table. So I'm just kind of like hovering around my seat, like pretending to take pictures of like my name tag and just like all those things. So I think I have like 100 photos on my camera roll just of like the same thing, because it was just so awkward for me to, you know, look around. So then I'm just kind of like texting on my phone. At that point I was kind of like, oh my gosh, like, I really want to leave, like, you know, can we start sitting down now? And finally I see like they have a little activation. The activation was making your own floral bouquet. So I was like, oh cool, there's a good escape for me to just like, you know, be a loner, but like be okay about it. So I go over, pull my little flower arrangements, and that kind of takes up that time. So then the girl finally comes over and says, okay guys, you can get seated now. We're going to start eating. So I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. So after I was done with my flowers, let me get you my flowers. I want to show you them. This is the bouquet that I made. Super cute. Yeah, so this was like my scapegoat. making this bouquet was like what made me feel a little bit more comfortable. So we finally sit down and I just kind of start eating. Luckily now everyone's in their seats, so it's kind of easier to talk to people that way. What I do like about brunches is, as I said, they have name cards. So really it's kind of like, it kind of splits people up from their clique. Unfortunately, what a lot of these bloggers did was move their name cards around. So they stayed in their clique. And I hate cliques because it's so high school. And it's unfortunate that in this industry, girls are doing that. And to them, they probably don't even think it's a clique. And if you don't think that there are cliques in this industry, then you are in a clique. The girls at my table were really cool. It was all the girls who kind of weren't in cliques. Like, I did make a comment like, oh wow, our table, a lot of people didn't show up. And then one of the girls was like, no, it's because all of them moved to the other table. So there was about like 7 people missing from my table, but it doesn't matter, you know. I ended up befriending, I think that's the word. I ended up talking to a few girls around me. I was speaking with Tasha and Lisa, who made the experience so much fun. Very sweet girls. And it's like, we didn't even really talk about Instagram. We actually talked about real life stuff, like how expensive LA is and just like things like that, horoscopes even. So that was really cool, and they made the experience really fun. And it's actually quite funny because not only did I have a really good time, I was like one of the last people to leave just because I was having such a good time with these 2 girls. So moral of the story is, sometimes stepping outside of your comfort zone, well actually all the time, stepping outside of your comfort zone is always a good thing. You grow from it, you learn from it, you know. I do feel more confident now walking into a situation like that. You know what, who cares? I stood in the corner by myself for the first 10-15 minutes. That's fine. I ended up making friends at the table, talking to Tasha and Lisa. I ended up having some good food, enjoying, you know, the company, taking some cute photos, which I'll post here. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. It's kind of like a story time rant, kind of like just everything that was going in my head. And since it's so fresh because this literally happened yesterday, I just want to get on here, give you guys this little story, what happened, and to also encourage you guys to just step outside of your comfort zone, because sometimes you can have a really good time and things are never as bad as you think they're gonna be. And that's kind of what I've learned. Like, I always like freak out beforehand, and then once I actually do it, it's kind of like, oh, that wasn't bad. That was actually quite fun. So just know that, and have a great, great week. Bye.